I swear to God, right, the 11-11 period is just an absolute curse for me. I don't remember a year that I've done this video and not either been sick or had another issue. And well, today is no acceptance to that. I have some hellish cold or man flu or whatever you want to call it, and that is why I sound like I've smoked 60 cigarettes in the last 24 hours. I do apologise for that. Please do bear with me, and let's get through this top 10 for the AliExpress 11-11 sale together. Hi guys, my name is Jason and I am your watch guy today. Today we are back with an AliExpress themed video. You will all probably know that the 11-11 sale is upon us. The discounts have been revealed. I have picked my top 10, the 10 watches that I think that you should have a look at in this year's sale. And I think that there's some absolute beauties out there. For those of you that are new around here, well, first of all, go and subscribe just below. That way you'll see much more of my content. I cover plenty of brands, but I do like to keep a few budget pieces going through the channel just to keep you guys entertained. As well as that, if you like any of the watches today, they are all linked in the description. They are affiliate links. If you use one of those, I do get a kickback. Now, obviously, that helps me running the channel, but it doesn't mean you pay any extra, and the price is exactly the same. As well as that, if you are looking to pick up a pre-owned watch, well, I have the website for you. TheWatchGuyStore.com is my own personal resale site. I put all of my resale watches and my pre-owned watches through that website, and I try to make sure that you get an absolute bargain on them. As well as that, if you use the code JTWG10, or you'll get an extra 10% off at checkout. Make sure you use that. First of all, we're going to talk about Pagani design. Now, I feature Pagani design quite a bit on the channel, not as much as I used to. However, they have a new release out that a few people are actually pretty excited for, and I think that this could be one of the biggest sellers of the sale this year. This is their new release in homage to the Omega Speedmaster. It is their Darkside of the Moon homage, and it has a lovely skeletonized style dial. As you can see, I have one in the studio. If you'd like to see a review of that before the sale ends, let me know below and I'll try and rush it out for you. This one is building on their Speedmaster homage releases from last year. We've seen a few different iterations now, but this one I think will capture a lot of people's imagination. It homages the Speedmaster Darkside of the Moon, the Apollo 8, I believe it is, but it comes in at a fraction of the price, and in the sale it will be £66. Now I think that is an absolute bargain for what is on offer here. It's packed with a Seiko VK63 movement, reliable quartz, mecha quartz movement. It has a really nice PVD style casing, which gives it a bit of a more stealthy type of aesthetic with a lot of really nice yellow tones throughout. They do offer it in a blue and a red. I think that the yellow is the way to go with this one. Sapphire crystal and 100 meters of water resistance really do make this a really good offer. And I think at £66, it's a little bit of a bargain. I know that's going to be popular this year, and I know that's going to be popular in this sale. I have linked the Pagani Design AE official store in the description. That is who has sent me my piece, and honestly, I am quite taken aback by it. I think that they've really outdone themselves, and I don't think people are really going to expect the actual quality that they're going to get for £66 from this piece. Moving on to a brand that we haven't seen on the channel in a good while. The last time I reviewed this brand or this watchmaker, I was reviewing a micro rotor piece that they had released, a dress piece, and this one is completely the other end of the scale. This is Lobinni's GMT movement dive piece. Now, I think it's an absolutely beautiful looking watch. The ceramic blue bezel really does light up that blue sapphire effect dial. I really love the fact that you can see the actual mechanism and date wheel throughout the dial, as well as having a little cutout so you can actually distinguish the date. I think that's a really smart move from Lobinni. Packed with a GMT movement, and of course it is the faithful Seiko NH34. I think that must be the most popular movement upon release that I've ever seen. It's almost like that appeared in watches overnight everywhere. Sapphire crystal, ceramic bezel, and it has 100 meters of water resistance. With that unidirectional bezel action, I think that this is really a good option for a lot of us that have our eye on the Christopher Ward Sapphire pieces with that really nice blue dial, but can't really stretch the budget that far. I think this could be a really good option for us. It's available for £129 in the sale on the Outlet Watches store. That's who's linked in the description. Moving on to number 3. One of my favourite revelations of the last year has been Baltany. They sent me a couple of watches, and honestly, the quality of those pieces are absolutely fantastic for the price that you'll pay. And yes, they are Homage pieces. However, they Homage watches that you can't really pick up anymore. They Homage watches that are vintage aesthetic pieces that would really cost you a couple of organs to pick up on the grey market these days. The latest 1921 is no exception. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I'm a big fan of these driver style pieces, and if you wanted to pick up a Longines alternative, then you're looking at least £3,000. If you wanted to pick up a Vacheron alternative, then we are talking serious money. However, this Baltany is available for £135 in the sale, and I think that is an absolute steal, to be honest with you. Packed with the ST1701 Seagull movement, that's an automatic mechanical movement. It features a white dial, but it is also available in this really fantastic copper brushed, circular brushed dial. I think that adds to the vintage aesthetic in my mind. Don't let that 34mm put you off. It is a square shaped watch, so it'll be a bit more of a bust. And it is a vintage aesthetic, so you don't really want a massive piece when you've got this vintage aesthetic. That one is available on the Octopus Kraken store, again linked in the description. And we move to the next piece on the list. This is one of St. Martin's latest GMT releases. Now, when I featured this in my top 5 a couple of months ago, they were just getting ready to release the white dial, and I said that that was the one that you really should wait for, because I think it is absolutely stunning. It really does give me Grand Seiko type of vibes to it. Those white waves almost give me a fog aesthetic, a really thick fog aesthetic. Awesome freshly fallen snow. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. The SN019 GMT is available for £235 in the sale. It's packed with an NH34 GMT Seiko movement, sapphire crystal, 316L stainless steel, and one thing that I always try and get across in these videos is the actual quality that St. Martin offer in their finishing and their manufacturing. It is not like anything else you see on AliExpress. It really has to be seen to be admired, to be honest. 39mm on wrist, and it is available on the St. Martin official store on AliExpress, linked again in the description. Now let's have a look at the most expensive piece on today's list. You may now expect me to go to some really complicated sapphire cased tourbillon movement watch that I have spotted on the back pages of AliExpress, but no. I've kept it quite responsible this year, and I've featured something that I think we can all get along with, something that we can all really agree is a fantastic offer. This is Sugess Daytona Homage. Now, it looks like pretty much every other Daytona Homage on the market, doesn't it? However, this one is packed with an automatic chronograph movement. That is a peacock movement. It is the SL4801. Now, I wouldn't advise this piece unless I had had one in hand, and I had. Z, the watcher, had sent me one in to experience and review, and I really did appreciate it. It was absolutely fantastic, and I said that to him. I thought, it's an absolutely beautiful watch for what you're paying, and the chronograph movement really does just complete that feeling. At £376, it is a definite step up in pricing. However, I think it's worth it. If you really want something that goes the full way in a Homage and really does give you the Daytona vibe, I'm not going to say it's as good as Daytona or anywhere near, but something that may slightly scratch that itch. At pretty much 1,000th of the price, this watch is definitely the one for you. Sapphire crystal ceramic bezel insert, screw down pushers, screw down crown, and it's available on the Sugess official store. I think that that is a real bargain, and I know that it's expensive in comparison to the others that I'll feature today, but it could be the best value watch on the list if you really wanted to argue it. Now, moving back down in pricing to a much more comfortable position, we go to Seestern. Seestern are actually a sub-brand or sister brand to Sugess. Now, they came about last year, this year, sometime recently, and they've nailed every single release for me. The one that I'm pointing out today is their Pelagos Homage. It is a fully titanium piece, titanium casing, bracelet, clasp. Grade 2 titanium, packed with an NH38 movement, that no date complication. Usual ceramic bezel and fantastic finishing that you'd expect from a Sugess company. However, it is also packed with these amazing 3D indexes that are packed with Super VGW9 to really illuminate that loom shot for you and really pack in a good punch. And if you knew one of the guys that were behind this brand, then you'd know that they don't mess about with loom. Now, the NH38 movement, it comes in at £191 in the sale. You can upgrade to a Seagull movement, which is a higher beat. However, I think that the sensible ones amongst us would probably prefer to go for that reliable, everyday Seiko movement. Available on the Seestern mechanical watch store on AliExpress, linked in the description. Let's move on to number 7. This one may cause a little bit of controversy, and that is because of the name that is on the dial. Now, I know that may sound silly because we've seen some fantastically ridiculous names on this channel over the years. However, I remember reviewing the predecessor to this piece, or this brand name, and people were getting really irate when they brought in the new brand name. This is Mysterious Code. Now, you may have seen them a couple of times on AliExpress and thought, that's a ridiculous name. I agree, completely agree. But one thing that I really can't get over is what they offer. So for less than £200, I've kind of featured 2 of their watches. They're pretty much the same. They're just different materials, so I thought I'd squeeze 2 into one. I'll separate them in the description for the links. However, these are pretty much the same watch, just slightly different. Same, but different. So this is an Aviator Flieger style piece that they offer, and they offer it with a Seagull ST2130 movement, which is a mechanical movement, but they do also offer a SW200 variant in one of them. So these are Flieger style watches, but the casing is really what is special about them. Now, I do like the stark white dial and the contrast that that has. However, it comes in either a carbon fibre coloured casing or it comes in a ceramic coloured casing. I think they're absolutely fantastic. I mean, if you take the brand name off that, we've really got a winner here. In fact, if we take a different dial and pack it into it, I think we're really winning. The ceramic or the carbon is what you are really coming for here, and the colours that the casing offers, I think they're vibrant and they really stand out, and they will do on wrist. The prices may shock you. The carbon in the sale will come in at £180, whereas the ceramic will come in under that at £165. I think that's unbelievable value just for the cases alone. If you wanted to pick either of these up, they are linked in the description on the DMIS watch store. That's linked below. Go check it out. Back to another brand that really does pack a punch in its finishing and quality for a fraction of the price of our Swiss counterparts. This is Proxima, and you may have seen these on Instagram because they have really caused a little bit of a stir on the market. They just look fantastic, and I think the sapphire bezel insert really does set off the rest of the look. They've updated it to this orange and white, and I think the orange and white really does hit home for a lot of people, and I think that's what's winning people over. You can pick this up with either a PT5000 movement or an SW200 movement. It'll cost you as little as £212 in the sale. Obviously, the upgraded movement will push the price up slightly. Sapphire bezel insert, fantastic colour variant, really gives me that summer type of vibe, and I know that's weird to say in November, but get it, put it away for the summer because you'll absolutely love it then. BGW9, sapphire crystal, 200 metres of water resistance, 39mm on wrist. This one is just an absolute winner for me. The PX1703 skin diver from Proxima is available on the Proxima official store, linked in the description. Moving on to the penultimate watch on this list, and I think this could be the best watch that you can pick up for less than £30. This is the Pagani design PD1734, and to me, it is a little bit of a Grand Seiko aesthetic watch. I've still got mine from when I reviewed them, and honestly, that's just because it's a really good pick up and go quartz option with a little bit more of an elegant vibe to it. Now, it does have a textured dial. We can argue all day whether it's meant to be a meteorite dial or replicate some plywood, but I think it looks absolutely fantastic, and honestly, I love mine. For less than 30 quid, I think that this is an absolute bargain, and I genuinely don't know why every one of us don't have one. I like to think of it as that Casio effect. If it's that cheap, what are you really going to lose? And mine's still going from about a year ago. And we all know that I like to wear in my watches. I think it's fantastic. I really do, especially for less than 30 quid. I mean, I've had takeaways cost me more than 30 quid. VH31 Sweep Aesthetic Quartz movement in this is from Seiko, and it gives you a more aesthetically pleasing sweep to the second hand. Texture effect dial, really nice gold accented indices. Sapphire crystal, 100 meters of water resistance. And this one I have found on the manufacturer direct store on AliExpress. They are linked below, but these are available all over the place. Make sure you try and get the best deal that you possibly can. Moving on to the final watch in this year's list, and I think it is the most out there one that we have this year. And that's why I've saved this till last. And you'll be shocked that you can pick this up for as little as £306. Yes, it sounds like a lot, but you are getting a lot. This is the new Aesop Tourbillon. Now you may remember that I picked up an Aesop Tourbillon earlier on in my reviewing career, and I absolutely loved it. I wore the hell out of that watch. I was advised by so many people that I'd fall to bits in no time at all, and it's not really wearable on a long time scale, but it's still going, and it's still going really, really strong. Now, if I remember rightly, these use a Hangzhou tourbillon movement. You can correct me on that in the comments if you know better. It comes in this Audemars Piguet Royal Oak style that we all say we don't love, but we love, don't we? That Gerald Genta style really does resonate through our generations. And at this price, with a tourbillon on it, I don't think there's anything better on the market at the minute. Sapphire crystal, 30 meters water resistance, and it has that really lovely wave vertical dial fitted to it. The green one really does speak to me. It is an absolute beauty, and I need to get one in. I really, really do. If any stores want to work with me on that, I would be delighted. This one in particular I found for £306 on the Mechanical Watch store on AliExpress. I've linked them in the description. Have a look around, see what the best deal you can find is on that if you want to pick one up. Guys, I really appreciate you bearing with me through today's list. I really had to do this. I mean, it's one of the biggest sales of the year for me, and this is probably one of the most viewed videos that I'll do this year. So I needed to get this out. I just begrudge the fact that it's behind this wheezing and overly deep voice that you're not really used to. So I apologise for that, but thank you for sticking with me through it. These are absolute diamonds. Let me know in the comments what you are looking to pick up in this year's sale. Let me know if I've missed any absolute astonishing bargains that I can tell people about in this list. Basically, leave a comment about whatever the hell you want, because I love chatting to you. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you wanted to pick up any of these watches. They're all linked in the description, as well as my store. And guys, I will see you in the next one.